I want to just ask everybody to be very respectful. We want to have a good public process. We want everybody to be heard.
The department respectfully asks this board to find credible evidence in the record to indicate that an imminent peril exists to public health, safety, and morals for which quick action is necessary. I will highlight just a few. First, the intentional placement of boulders and rock walls into a road under the board's jurisdiction that is steeply graded, graveled, and has significant drop-offs on the side. Second, the prolonged presence of people at all hours of the night positioning themselves inside, on top of, and in obstruction of the sole roadway to the summit. This road has no lights, no guardrails, no markings, and no sidewalks. Third, repeated examples of individuals acting in disregard of the color of authority, forest rangers, care officers, and police, leading to more than 40 arrests in 2 days. Finally, harassment and violent threats to the point that current public and private workers who are required to access the road do not feel safe enough to report to work. For 4 months now, these actions, by themselves or altogether, have been coordinated, induced, strengthened, and supported by a 24-hour presence of individuals who did not have a permit to reside there for any period of time. These are forest reserve lands. This is a hunting and gaming area. They cook there, they sleep there, they live there. I was at the visitor center yesterday and want you to know that even with notice that the board is talking about this rule, in the past 48 hours alone, individuals have erected a very large luxury tent, the largest of all of their structures by far, without a permit and against BLNR regulations. And for these reasons, the department recommends that the board temporarily adopt this rule for 120 days to mitigate these threats and in due course restore normal public access to the summit.
So Pete, there are parties in court opposed to a 30-meter telescope. It's my understanding that there is a legal mechanism before the appeal is decided, a stay or an injunction.
That's exactly right.
That has never been issued.
That's correct. In other words, the plaintiffs to this appeal could have, under the rules, they could have asked the Supreme Court to stay the permit going forward pending appeal. They've never asked for that.
I think we all should understand clearly, Mr. Attorney General, that we be careful what we wish for, because if this goes to the U.S. Supreme Court, based on the composition of the court, we may lose our PASH rights. Because Rice versus Cayetano has got some very strong language in it about giving preference to different nationalities and historical, ancestral rights and that sort of thing. Very strong language, and I just read it yesterday for the third time to make sure that when I said that to you, that I knew what I was talking about. So I'm hopeful about this whole thing.